Hey, this is Laser Tavern. We make role-playing game accessories for tabletop games like Dungeons and Dragons. Today we are going to be showing you how to create a jig from JDS products to use with your Aeon Mira 9 laser. We use this JDS item for creating unique dice rolling trays. So JDS is great because they provide a template for each of the products that they carry. Navigate to their webpage, locate the product you are wanting to engrave, and click Download Template. When it opens, it will be an EPS file. In order to open a UPS file, you need to have a program like Adobe Illustrator or some other program that will open EPS files. For us, we have Adobe Illustrator, so I've already gone ahead and opened this in Adobe Illustrator, and because we want to work in Lightburn, Aeon Lasers run on Lightburn software, we need to save this either as an Adobe Illustrator file or AI, or we can save it as an SVG or even as a PDF, just any kind of file that the Lightburn software will read. So I went ahead and saved it as an AI file, and I've already opened that file into Lightburn, and I've done a couple other things as well. This blue rectangle is a tool layer, and that won't cut. That's just to show me where the wood will be on my laser bed. And then I like to put some little text as well to remind me when all of my jigs are stacked up which one is which. So this one is the JDS snap tray, 6x6, and this is my little reminder to make sure that the snaps stay up so that I'm engraving on the front of the tray and not on the back. So what we're going to do is, since we're cutting out a jig for this template, we really only need the outside layer. So we're going to click on it, we're going to ungroup, then I'm going to lock this outside layer and select everything else and then just delete it so that we're left with only that outside layer. Because when we are cutting, we don't want the little, you could cut it with all of the stuff, but then you'd have the little circles and the square all just cut out and you'd have to throw it away and it just wastes time. So this way we are only cutting the outside of that template that we downloaded from JDS, so that when we cut this and make a jig, our snap tray will fit exactly into the cutout that is cut into our piece of wood here. So I'm going to show you how this cuts out on the Mira 9 Aeon Laser. Alright, so here's the finished product. You can see, we'll get rid of this. This is scrap now. We have a perfect jig here for creating these 6x6 snap trays from JDS. So what's important when you're doing this is that you have some way to make sure that when you put this jig back in, it's going to be always in the exact same spot it was when you cut it. So for me, I use one of these metal carpenter squares. You can use something like that. You can use anything you want. You can even cut one of these metal carpenter squares yourself from a piece of wood. But you want to have something always here so that when you go and you put a piece of a jig into the laser, you're going to put this down, make sure it's in the corner, and then put in your jig every time. And that's where your engraved item will go. Okay, so you're going to put in your JDS product into the jig that you created. And stay tuned, in the next video we'll show you how to engrave your design perfectly centered with this jig and your JDS product.